Ciao, ragazzi. My name is Anthony. Welcome back to Inter Worldwide. And it has been a little while. Thank you for your patience. And thank you to the few of you that actually sent me well wishes over the weekend, before and after kickoff. It was stupidly nice of you all. And I don't deserve that. So thank you very much. Long story short, no reaction to the Torino victory. I was at my bachelor party over the weekend. Had a spectacular weekend. There were a few times where I really wanted to record a match reaction at any of the real picturesque locations that I was in, which was sort of central, regional New South Wales. So it's out of Sydney, where I live, by about 2.5 hours. Nothing like exotic about it. Nothing glamorous about it. Just purely beautiful. Mountains, a beautiful mountainous landscape. Freshest air, the freshest air in the state. And just a real big ass farm-like property with lots of agriculture and lots of friends. So altogether, the only thing that could have ruined this weekend was a bad Inter performance. Let's cut to the chidity chase. The chidity chase, that's what I'm calling it. Those first 45 minutes, that kickoff's at 3 a.m. by the way. 3 a.m. Which is hard enough to do when you've already had a full week of full night sleeps. It's not easy to do at 3 a.m. Sunday after back-to-back nights at your bachelor. It was exhausting just to watch this game. And the first 45 minutes, I was watching it with my cousin, my little cugino, and I said, dude, this is the worst 45 minutes we've played all season. I actually can't remember if we got the ball past the halfway line more than 5 times. I was trying to count it on my hand. Really bad. I'm going to move into the positives now. One big positive is Vince has not stopped smiling from the moment he got home. Look at that. He has just been permanently smiling with his tongue out. Permanent smile with his tongue out and his eyes closed. Because I didn't see him for 3 days. And he was missing it. The biggest positive is obviously Marcus Thuram, in my opinion. But before I move into the positives, I need to acknowledge what is not an elephant in the room. And I still put my hand up and say I was not making excuses for him at the start of the season. I stuck to what I said, and I went back over yesterday and I looked at a lot of his games. Almost everything that he did, because I was so curious, and I was messaging a couple of people in our Inter Worldwide chat. We need to talk about Nico Barella, because I ran the numbers. I looked at the games. He's had 2 good games. 2 good games out of 12. If we've played 10, have we played 10 or 11 Serie A games? I'm not too sure. It might be 11 actually. So that means that he's played 2 good games. He has had what I wrote down on my notes. I can't remember it now, but something along the lines of 2 average games, 6 subpar sub-average games, and 3 horrible games. And you look at these, I looked at it and I just thought to myself, no. This is Roberto Gagliardini material. I know that his shift to hugging the right-hand side and no longer working as a sort of a more all-rounder hybrid Mezzala like he was for Conte. I don't know if he's just frustrated or he's just gotten to a point in his career where he's hit a plateau. I don't know if maybe myself and some other fans have slightly overrated his next ceiling. We were very accurate in the first couple that we got right. I mean, when he burst through from Cagliari, we were very early on him. Very early, some of us. Very early saying 30, 40, 50, I don't give up. Get this guy above anybody else in Serie A. Anybody else. He has to come in. I don't want to believe that this is the best that we've seen of Nico Barella at Inter is over, because I do think he's got so much more to offer. But I'm worried because mentally he's not getting better. He's not fixing up. His attitude on the pitch stinks. His reactions to adverse events on the pitch stink even more. He's had more rest this season than he's had in about 2.5 years combined. And I mean that. Go and look at his minutes. Look at the ratio. Man was not benched for 3 years, including a Euro and World Cup qualifiers and a Champions League run all the way to the final. Do we think maybe he's having a bad reaction to the lack of minutes? Do you think he's not appreciating the rotation? Because I've got to tell you right now, if Fratesi keeps his head down and keeps playing the way he has and the way he did when he came on, whoo-wee, my baby boy Nico is going to have a hard time realizing that his minutes will shrink. He may even have to eat bench. He's the last person I would have put in my team this season likely to be benched. Very low on the list. He and Bastoni. Those would have been the top two. Yeah. Really bad. Anyway, let's move on to the positives, yeah? And make sure you let me know in the comments if you agree with me. At the end of the day, I have an opinion, but I don't stick to my opinion all the time, especially when new evidence presents itself. I'm not completely, So we go with the data, and we go with what we see. He's got a fantastic opportunity to bury a lot of us by burying Salzburg in 3 days. I mean, if we can get 3 points in the Champions League and he rocks a man of the match level performance, we virtually walk into the round of 16. So, pick your game up, boy. Pick your game up, man. Do it. Do it for the team that we know you love. So, 3-0 in the second half. As shit as the first half was, the second half was equally as amazing on the other end of the spectrum. Really, really impressive stuff from almost everybody on the pitch, except Barella. Literally, man, except Barella. I would go out of my way to say that Federico Di Marco had a very average game. I would say that this was a 5.5 out of 10 for him. Didn't get himself into great positions, was beaten and did nothing with his crosses or with the ball. That being said, Carlos Augusto is showing incredible signs, and I know it's easier to come off the bench and burst through with a lot of energy, but Carlos Augusto is definitely making his claim as a starter, and I feel really safe knowing that we can rotate Augusto this season for Fede. Defensively, I think we were good majority of the game because Torino had a couple of chances in that first half, but we were never backs against the wall scrambling the ball off our own line or anything or being pumped under the pressure constantly. We just turned that ball over so much in the first half. It was incredible. I couldn't even look at the floor when we got the ball and look up for a second without us turning it over. It was really bad. De Vrij. I think that we have gotten in a really, really good amount of points when De Vrij is starting this season. He might have had clean sheets in almost all of his starts this season. Don't quote me on that. It might be like one, but I'm pretty sure De Vrij this season, without having to play each and every game, has really earned himself a spot as a grade A rotational centre-back. Someone that you could almost rely on for next season and even the season after. If he keeps performing like this, I see no reason why he shouldn't stay in this squad. We all knew he was good enough. Serie A Defender of the Year under Antonio Conte when he wins the Scudetto. The regression was temporary, and I do believe that he can maintain this. I'm confident in him. I think he's starting to look a little better in terms of him or Acerbi. Who else? Obviously, Bastoni didn't play. Pavard was alright. I can't really remember too much about his performance. I'm just racking my brain trying to think. Sommer was a 9 out of 10, wasn't he? I mean, the saves that he made weren't easy saves. And a couple of those shots that got off, I really thought they were going in. Especially that left hooker curl to the far post. That was a really, really good save. And he continued to really, really command his box well. Communication with the defense is good. Very quick to release the ball once he's picked it up as well. Not afraid to go short. And he's growing in confidence with his feet. They're passing back to him. I can't complain, man. You get Onana out for 57.5 million and you get this guy in for 4. Come on. This is just Beppe-esque. Hope you're enjoying the video so far. I know it's gone a bit long, but hey, got to catch up, right? Got to catch up. Let's get to the midfield. Barellas sucked. Hakan was really, like, just another calm and collected performance, really. I know he didn't have much to do in the first half, but when you look at his positioning and the way he sets himself up and faces his body to distribute the ball as soon as he collects it, I never in my life would have thought that this guy could do a job just as good as Christian Eriksen did, if not better. If not better. He's had to play more minutes, had to do more and more competitions. Hakan, the only one that's got you beat at the moment still is Brozovic, just based on track history. But if we can pull off something special this season, Hakan's role in this register, I'm impressed. I'm impressed and I'm happy. And I trust him. And good for him to get that penalty as well. He hasn't missed a penalty for us yet. I dare say, I think he might be 5 from 5. Milan, Juve, that one. Milan again, I think. Yep, Milan again. It's either 4 or 5. 4 or 5 penalties, Hakan, or maybe 6. I don't know. You guys can put it in the chat. Maybe he's got one in the Champions League that I can't remember. So big ups to our favorite Turkish kebab, man. I could really go for a kebab tonight. What else we got? Matteo Darmian really struggled in that first half. Struggled to make an impact on all ends, and I said it at the start of the season that this season will be the season where you look at Darmian at the end of it and go, you're on a steep slope now. Now we have definitely seen your best. It's just a question of, do you have much more good to give? Do you have much more to give us? And if not, we may think about not renewing a contract. Wage-wise, he's on very little. I dare say he's not earning more than 2 to 2.5 million a season. It could even be a little bit less. I doubt it though. Surely he wasn't on like Ranocchio level wages. So probably just end up running down his contract. I think he might have another 1.5 to 2 years on it. Once again, I'm just throwing numbers out there today and ballparking stuff. So quote me on anything that I've got wrong, and you guys know. And thank you for that. I'll make sure to read and reply to all comments, or most comments, as I usually do. And that introduces the next topic of conversation, which was not only in this game, but, you know, other breakthrough player of the season, hands down, has to go to Denzel Dumfries. He has been fucking awesome. He has been awesome this season. I'm going to say awesome. Not good, not better. He's been bloody brilliant. He is so impactful. The word impactful is what I would use. Whether he's starting or whether he's on the bench, he's great. But when he comes off the bench, different gravy, different stamina, different energy, different athleticism, man. The guy is an absolute, he's a beast, bro. He's a beast. And he's improving. Some of the skills that we criticized him for, like his ability to take on a man, taking him on, his ability to beats him. His dribbling is so much closer to the ball than it was before. To ball to body. And my God, can he pick out someone now? He's really getting good at the low cross game. He loves a low cross. He loves a triple square tap, man. He loves it. And that ball for Thuram was inch perfect. Inch perfect. Right on the meat of the side of his foot. Finish spectacular. Big ups Thuram. Let's talk about him next. Fantastic start to the season. Is that his 6th goal altogether? I wish I had my stats in front of me. Not good enough. Playing with confidence, playing with happiness, playing with energy. Marcus Thuram. Long may it continue, or show us the bag. Show us the 8-0 bag. Show us the 80 million. And you know why I say that? I'm like, I can't be hurt with this director. This director's too good. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. I'm going to have to do a video soon about how the contract in 2025, it's probably a 50-50 on the renewal. This is for Beppe Marotta we're talking about now. So that'll be a sticky situation when it gets around to it. Can we convince Beppe to maybe sign a 1 year or a 2 year extension? Because to keep him around to 26, 27 would be mad. It would be amazing, and I wouldn't care if he retired after that, because he can't ask the bloke to do any more than that. That would mean that if he would stick around to 16, 17, that would mean he would have done an 8.5 to 9 year stint at Inter, which is spectacular for a director coming from you-know-where. Especially what he's done so far. If he can maintain that sort of success until he leaves, it would be awesome. What happens when he leaves? Let's hope that's a conversation that's already being had with people in the club and they're being proactive. What do I know, bro? What do we know? We're just the fans, right? Lautaro, bad first half, very good second half. Very good second half. Gets the second goal. Commentator describes him as the most dangerous man in Serie A at the moment. And I can't lie. I agree. I think he's the best player in Serie A. We've got the best attacker in Serie A. I think we've got the best defender in Serie A. And up until a month ago, we definitely had the best midfielder in Serie A. But now, not so sure about that. Overall, 3-0 away. First game back from international break is that. Nothing to describe it, because it's perfect. It's inch perfect. But big tests coming up, man. Lockdown Champions League nice and early, and this is another reason why Salzburg is important. Our Serie A fixtures coming up. We've got Napoli, we've got Juve, we've got Roma, and we've got Atalanta. Not back-to-back, but all on the horizon. All of them. I can see all of them coming up. We need to be good, because there's drop points just waiting to happen. And we can't do that. We can't do that. I didn't get to watch Milan versus Juve this morning. The first best result would have been a draw. The second best result would have been a Juve win. But at the same time, no day where they win is a good day. That's all. That should be it. Thank you so much to everyone who watches this video. It's 17 minutes of me just talking, so it's boring. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'll be back this week with some more content, okay? Definitely some shorts at least before Champions League stuff. Ciao. Much love.